President Trump supporters continue to demand that the Justice Department release the records in the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. Trump claimed Tuesday there are credibility issues with the unreleased documents. Last week, the Justice Department and the FBI walked back the notion that there's an Epstein client list of elites who participated in the New York financier's trafficking of underage girls. Scripps News Deputy Political Director Joe St. George joins us now live from our D.C. newsroom with more on this. And Joe, it's not going away for the president, is it? And he just weighed in again.
It's clear he's pretty frustrated that this is still a story. The memo dropped July 7th. It's July, 16th? And his supporters on social media, MAGA, remain furious at the lack of answers or lack of promises that have come out from all of this. Remember, so many of President Trump's supporters were promised Epstein answers. That flame was fanned by the Attorney General, the FBI Director, the Deputy Director of the FBI over the course of not just a few weeks, over the course of years in some cases. Democrats have jumped on the bandwagon here. They're saying this is an opportunity to really divide the political right. Usually, MAGA is pretty united around President Trump and his supporters, but Democrats are sensing an opportunity here. The president has just weighed in on Truth Social, and I want to get to, it's a lengthy one, and I'm just going to read it because I think this is the best way we can get a sense of the president right now. He's attacking Democrats at the start. They are no good at governing, no good at policy, no good at picking winning candidates. Also, unlike Republicans, they stick together like glue. Their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my past supporters have bought into this. Well, you see that word on screen. Hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will, even after being conned by the lunatic left for eight long years. He goes on to say, the next part of that, I have had more success in 6 months than perhaps any president in our country's history, and all these people want to talk about with strong prodding by the fake news and the success-starved Dems is the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking of our incredible and unprecedented success because I don't want their support anymore. I don't want their support anymore. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. The president clearly waking up, seeing a lot of social media posts, a lot of media all involving Jeffrey Epstein still, and taken to Truth Social about 15 minutes or so ago. He's been perplexed a bit by this entire story, and he said this yesterday.
Mr. President, I know you've urged people to move on, but I'm curious, why do you think your supporters in particular have been so interested in the Epstein story and so upset about how it's been handled? Why do you think that is?
Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is. I really don't. And the credible information's been given. Don't forget, we went through years of the Mueller witch hunt and all of the different things, the Steele dossier, which was all fake. All that information was fake. But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring. And I don't understand why it keeps going. I think, well, really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going. But credible information, let them give it. Anything that's credible, I would say, let them have it.
The context here is important. It was very much the president's own supporters, his core constituency, his base, that talked about this Epstein case for years. In 2023, Dan Bongino, now the FBI's deputy director, told his listeners on his podcast, don't let this story go. Kash Patel, now the director of the FBI, has talked about it on various media platforms for years. He said that at one point that the FBI director had control of the list. This was prior to him being the FBI director. The Attorney General of the United States, Pam Bondi, went on Fox News, really beginning in February, was asked about the Epstein list, said she was reviewing it, hinted that there were thousands of videos available in the spring. So the why people care is because the president's own people made the political right care. And now with this memo, the Trump Justice Department is hoping to move on. But it's clear that many in the president's political orbit are not quite ready yet. You have Democrats coming in from the left, if you will, trying to join the party a little late, but join the party nonetheless. They're running attack ads. They've launched bots on social media raising questions about Epstein. Representative Hakeem Jeffries, who leads Democrats in the House, has raised questions of his own. So now we'll wait and see. But one thing's clear from what we read at the top of the hour, Holly, the president is still pretty frustrated. This is a story.
And what does it do for the credibility, though, of the Trump administration, even to the president? As you said, they pushed this for years and years, and now they go, oh, there's no there. I mean, a lot of people, and even as you're saying, Dan Bongino, over the weekend, there were rumors that he might step down over something like this. Is this the beginning of this, or do you think that maybe we'll see a pivot and looking at something else and it'll die down like many things do, or is this going to keep going? What are you hearing?
Well, the why is important here. Why does this matter from a political standpoint? And that is the president's political power in Washington, in this country, across the globe, is very much rooted in the fact that his base is unwavering. Doesn't matter if he's indicted. It doesn't matter if he does this or that or accused of this or that. They're with him. And yet on this one, there seems to be a slight break in the dam. Now, we don't know if it's a giant crack or a mini crack. I think we're going to have to wait and see this play out a little bit. I think the bigger question is how much of a distraction is this at the Department of Justice and at the FBI? You have the deputy director of the FBI director, the attorney general, all very much involved in this. You have conservative influencers that very much drive the political discussion these days, calling for more accountability from them. I think this goes back to the fact that this is why typically you don't see individuals like a Kash Patel, like a Dan Bongino get appointed to those posts of FBI director, deputy director of the FBI, because of their past media comments, their past statements on podcasts, their past social media posts. Traditionally, those posts have gone to individuals, sometimes lifers within the FBI, sometimes individuals with legal backgrounds, and that's because, and those individuals, you don't see them on Joe Rogan's podcast. So that, I think, is sometimes the risk you take by putting high-profile individuals from the conservative media right in these all-important positions within our nation's government, Holly.
And something else I want to